Hey everybody, it's Cheryl, Reckless Hill Farm. I am here to alter a chocolate box, which is a collaboration from Curiously Michelle. A bunch of us are doing something fun with our chocolate boxes, so don't have to use a chocolate box. You don't have to do exactly what we're doing. It's just encouraging us to take something from this holiday, besides the chocolate, and play a little. So one of our favorites, and for sure my husband's favorite candy, is the turtles. So I honestly think I've had this box for a while, but I did buy another box just as an excuse to eat some more. But I have this, and I thought of a million things I could do, but to me it's too good for it to just say turtles. So today we're going to make a journal, and I'm going to make a place to put all my turtle ephemera, which I have collected myself and have been gifted, once people know you collect turtles. So I have even more up here, but I won't drag all my turtles down just to show you. This one, I believe this was from Pam. So what I want to do is a specific journal to put my turtle goodies in. So I think I'm going to try to be pretty. I've been sick, so, give myself a little bit of grace and go somewhat simple. And I'm going to measure this, and I'm going to use the cover as is, and then sew in, support this, sew in a signature, and we'll call it good. And which we know I will. Eventually I'll get too many turtles for one journal, and then I can make this part. I can put this into another journal if necessary. So step one for me will be to cut off all of these flippy flappies. I hope everybody is doing well, and I've missed all of y'all. Seen some of you out and about when I've been in other, because I don't have to use my voice when I'm chatting in a live. And sometimes I've just been lurking in lives because first I was tired from being sick, and then I was tired of being tired. So it looks like this, I was right, this is an older box. I don't know what happened. I'm guessing that the one time teenagers decided they would throw something away without being told was my new Turtles box. But I'm not going to complain. So yeah, you can see it's had better days. It's fine. It's junk journaling. Get out of the corner. You could easily use scissors or your paper trimmer to do this. I find that I can't seem to make a straight line on paper with scissors. It looks like by the time I'm done, I end up whittling the thing down because I've oops, I went in a little wet. Now I got to straighten it. Oops, a little bit more. And this is a Dollar Tree knife, so I don't care if it gets dull, and I can break off. Honestly, I don't know that I usually lose them before I use all the blades. Into the abyss. I'll probably save that to put in there someplace as a tag. As most of you know, I also had a death in, my sister's boyfriend of 18 years passed away. And so when I have been feeling up enough to do anything, I've basically just been, if she says, do you guys want to go to dinner, we jump and run, because if she needs us, we're there. So, to the Bat Cave. I have some washi tape that it's like ocean themed, and I don't even remember. It was part of something on sale probably. And I don't remember exactly where I got it. And this one's got waves. This one has mermaids. Probably got it at Ollie's. This one just seashells. So I probably won't use the mermaids. But washi tape isn't like the most supportive thing, but I do find that it's like if you're doing seams, which I'll do it after I put paper on it. If you use glue, it's not too bad of an idea. And the washi being around for use is okay too. So I have compiled some stuff to make some signatures, which some of those, got to figure out what I want to use on the inside. Now, I debated this, and this is where I don't like that I'm not live. This is more like abalone or mother of pearl kind of thing, but it is a shell. I mean, I believe this was from a shell. And I just kind of like the colors, but I also have stuff like this, so I could just do turtle shell on the inside. I also have some hand-dyed papers I did. And I have some pebble paper. I might use the pebble paper because that other paper's, I don't want to cover any of that. Oh, wait. Here. So then we can, on the front page, maybe put a pocket and a turtle like that's coming off the beach. I know, ridiculous. So, let me do some measuring real quick. Like I'm looking for my, it's right there. Okay. So that is 7 inches. That is a little bigger than I would like it to be. And then a good thing is we don't have to cut off much of what we would consider important here. So I am going to, I think 6 will put us, yeah, right at the bottom of those. So we'll just cut to the pecans. Let me put this on the straight line. And I did winky wonky this a little bit right here, a little wonky donkey this going on, and put it, use your cutting mat to line up if that's what you're doing. Look at me closing my tools and being safe and then not being able to reopen them. And then for the other side, I will measure since it isn't going to have the same. 6 and an 8. I'm going to measure one more time because I just convinced myself okay, I was right. You know, I was like, I don't want to be doing that whittling thing we were just talking about. I have to say I've missed doing lives because I feel like we're all chatting and hanging out, and I'm glad that I am back in the land of the living. So that will put us at, so that's 9 and a bit, which is fine. I usually like 9 by 6 because when you fold a piece of paper, obviously it works out. And then this will allow me to cut my liner paper at 6 inches and put it in the middle, and anything that's, you know, gappy here we can cover with washi tape. So, where is my paper trimmer? Underneath some stuff, of course. Pardon me. That is part of the reason I wasn't on live, because I was doing that like 20 times an hour. I am going to, okay, I need it to be 9, so 1.5. I'll take 2 off the top and 1 off the bottom. I am actually going to mark it real quick and make sure that it's a full one. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I feel like I'm just going to take the rest off the top too. Do slightly less than 1, and we can trim it if we need to. Sorry, I sort of feel like, well, some of the turtles that will be, you know, showcasing. Look, see, I did it exactly what I said I wasn't going to do. I trimmed it a hair too small. and it'll be fine. Cut the other one, and I will cut this one. It's going to still be so a little longer than 9, so we'll do 1/8 of an inch. And this is just some random, like, I have over the years bought, like, you know, when somebody has a bundle of scrapbook paper for sale or whatever, I have been known to purchase a thing or two. This is not straight. I am actually going to throw this on my trimmer, even though, you know, we discussed trimmers. I'm not sure how well this will go, but attempt to straighten that. There we go. Again, by the time we get papers and stuff in it, it won't really matter, but since I was a little short on paper, I am going to do it. That'll gain us that. And I am actually not going to do much in the way of altering the front, because even though obviously the color scheme on the inside is going to be oceany and, you know, places turtles and tortoises would live, and however, I also, it's the humor of the fact that it says turtles and looks like candy, and then you open it and it'll be wildlife turtles and not candy turtles. So I didn't realize that this was double-sided paper. I don't know what brand this was. Like I said, bought it in a scrap out. Get out my Oohoo and throw that on. I could also do some double-sided tape. I find that I'm not taking my everyday journals out in public and, you know, throwing them around. So as long as I use a good amount of glue, I find it stays on. Let's line that up. And we do have a teeny bit of overhang there. Stupid me. Started to say a curse word, guys. See what I did? This is the reason you use when you use your box knife, you do use your metal ruler to keep from cutting things. This means we need a decoration there, right? And it is at the bottom, so pocket will cover that part. Now let's do this side. I really like this color on the back, and it's kind of funny because when I flipped it at first, that's why I was confused about it being two-sided. I hadn't noticed. But it is literally so close to the color of these papers I dyed myself. And I'd made some blue stuff and I had blue dye left, and then I just threw some green in it, so I sort of made a weird teal that it was not a plan, it just happened. But it's pretty stinking close, and it's greenier than it looks on camera, at least on my end. You ever feel like you know exactly where your bone folder is until the moment you need it? And I cleaned off my desk before I started, so who knows? And I will probably ink this where that little bit of white is showing. Oh my gosh. So, I do have these scraps I cut off, which I could use here. Which looks pretty good. Or, what do you think? So hang over about 1/2 inch on each side. And this is Stampin' Up! Paper. I believe it was last year's. I believe it is sold out. It's called Totally Awesome, but probably you can find it secondhand someplace. I bought, I think, 2 packs because, I mean, I think these are adorable too. Some people thought they were goofy. They are a little bit goofy, but that's all right. So am I. And I cut a little less than 3 off so I can trim. But even if, apparently, I can't do math because I drink heavily or something. Never mind. Look what, ta-da! We'll do this one. It's not going to stick out as far, but it's fine. I would blame the cold medicine, but I didn't take any. So, silly question. We'll make it the length and no longer, and I am going to go ahead and cut it there since I folded it. I probably should have done this sooner, but look, silicone sheet. And I'm going to go ahead and put liquid glue on this because it's going to be underneath the signature, and so if it's a little bubbly. And this is slightly thicker paper. No one's going to know. Well, that's not my regular one, but that'll do. So, work has been busy. We had the snowstorm while I was sick, so I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I did choose not to go into work one day, but also a bunch of clients had canceled for that day, so it turned out fine. Because my sister just had to go in, my other sister, Valerie, had to go in and just tell a few people that I was sick and not coming in. Because we didn't expect it to be quite that bad. And we thought for sure we'd be dug out by Tuesday, and we were not. Well, we were enough for Val to get in there and tell them, but like with me being sick on top of it. So, but a lot of my clients are older, and they don't get out in that crap, so, which I do not blame them. So I'm going to let this dry for a minute, just because I want it, when I fold it up, I don't want it to pop up all over the place. So, I am going to just fold some signatures and show you some of the papers I've chosen, and then I'm going to hit pause. So basically I just went through and grabbed some stuff that was dyed these colors, and then I found some scrapbook papers that were like approximately correct. So this is just folded in half, and I can either fold it up to make pockets or cut it off to trim it. I have this book, which I was trying to get the front cover off to use it, and then it ripped about here because this was from the library, so it was sealed. Not only did it have the original seal on it, but it had other crap on it, so I did not successfully do that. But I've cut out a little bunch of black and white stuff so to put on the pages as sort of background and so forth. So that's where we're at, and I may use a few of these pages on the inside, although it's about like the endangered stuff, and so it's not like fun stuff that I would say. And so I'm going to throw an envelope in there, and I've basically gone through my scraps that have just been laying around and got stuff out that I can collage with. This obviously, it's roses. It's not necessarily themed, but as part of collages on the pages, it'll work. And then this is just kind of a green. So I literally just was like, I'm going to use a bunch of my scraps because the goal will be basically to use this almost like a sticker book. I'm not going to use that envelope. It's blah. I just threw some of it on the floor. But so I also do have some more of the Stampin' Up! Paper if I want to cut it. So there's one, and obviously it's going to be like that, and then this on the inside. But again, we can collage, we can do whatever. So I'm going to hit stop, and then I'm going to put together the signature, and then we'll come back and we'll sew in our signature and maybe do a little bit of decoration. I also dragged out these stamps that came with that set. This embossing folder. Which I stinking love. If you were wanting to do sort of turtle themed and you didn't have an embossing folder, you could use, if you have hexagon dies, you could use like different sizes of your hexagon dies and cut those out and then layer it, something like that. So let me throw together my signature and then we'll play some more. See you in a second, guys. Well, for you it'll be like a millisecond. Hey everybody. So that second that we took, apparently it didn't hit record, or I stopped at some point, so I'm not sure where in this stream we stopped. So I tied in the signature and poked holes and did all of that stuff. And hopefully some of it's taped, but I'm just going to do a flip through in case it didn't, so that when I edit this I can make it work. So these are some goodies that were sent to me by Cindy. This, I believe, was from Pam. This turtle stamp I carved. He is here. And when I was talking to myself, because I thought we were recording, we discussed he does not have a name yet. And I also discussed he's not completely perfect. His cheek is a little shorted. Because I'm still learning to carve stamps, so, but nothing a little pin doesn't fix. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'll give him a little eye shine. So I folded this up to pockets. Here's a bunch of my pictures that I'll put back in. I moved this to the inside of the signature so it didn't just match here. And this was the biggest piece, so I wanted it to be on the outside. Some papers, which I showed you earlier. This I'm going to use as a belly band on one of these pages. Probably not this, it's too light. And envelopes, one more of my turtles. I think I stamped them in here 3 times. And then I might just do a corner pocket or something here because I do like this beach and I would like to. He's not quite perfect yet, but I'm just gonna take part of the sticky off with my fingers so that he'll stick, but I can get him back up without destroying anything, and I can curl. That's Lily waving. She's going to bed. Good night, Lillian. And she is we are not live, so she can't harass you guys, which she's going to be sad about.
Yes.
Okay, another edit because Lily was bothering the dog and talking. So anyway, thank you, Michelle, for hosting. Check out, Michelle did her video, Curiously Michelle, and then Christina at ScrapcraftnStitchery, and then Mr. Casey did his, and so far, no repeats. So people are definitely having fun with their boxes, and you have to burn the calories from eating these somehow, so we may as well be crafting. I hope you guys are all having a great one. Have a happy Valentine's, whether you have a sweetie or not. Remember that I think it's about friends and stuff, so it's about us. Send cards to your friends, sit in your craft room and play and eat your chocolate and make something fun and show us all. So share with your friends. Make sure you check out all of everybody else's videos, and have a great day. Bye.